What's going on, guys? What's up? What's up, everybody? Hey there, Danielle Bears. What's up, user? What's up, Nora? What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing? Today, I'm eating steak and rice. Happy Fridays to everybody. I appreciate guys with the likes. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys so much for the support. Hmm. Think I'm gonna turn this off a little bit. How's everybody doing today? So where's everybody from? You know something? When you're trying to talk to people about a situation, not going into depth, but just giving them a briefing on what's going on, a lot of people tend to have a misconception of what's being said. And this is why I made the video. Yourself is your only safe zone. Yourself is the only. Trusting yourself and understanding yourself and only yourself is your only best friend that you're gonna ever have. Hold on for a second, guys. I don't like this. Hold on. Trying to fix something here. Oh my goodness. I need to be seen clearly. But for some reason, okay. And for some reason, you can't really talk to a lot of people about your situation because they'll take what you tell them and then they'll use it against you. You know, when it comes to family, you can't really say nothing without getting lectures after lecture after lecture of everything that you should do and everything that they think that you should do, especially for the men out there. You get exiled, and at some point, something gives, and you just end up to a point where you don't want to be here anymore. There's sometimes you wish that if only if you had this and that, if only you had something. Let me ask y'all a question. If you were in a situation or dealing with a roommate where there's tension in the air, it feels controlled, it feels like a prison cell, it feels like you have no freedom whatsoever. If there was a way for you to get out of that situation, would you do it? Would you take, if there was an opportunity, would you take it? If it meant, even if it was crazy, if it meant getting you out of a situation that you hate being in, would you accept the opportunity? What do you guys think? And If there was a way or opportunity that you can use that will get yourself out of a situation, even if it was crazy, even if it sounds too far fetched, I think I'm using that word wrong. If even it sounds too good to be true, but it's actually the real deal, but the only reason it sounds too good to be true is because you've been bombarded with scams all your life. Would you do it? Would you take that opportunity and use it to get yourself out of a situation? Even if you don't really know where you're going, even if you don't know what you're doing. Well, that is the situation that I'm dealing with right now. And I'm pretty sure that people who are watching this live stream are also going through maybe something in correlation to that. And it's really saddening. It's really sad one have to keep going through this. Everyone only cares about themselves instead of each other. And it's going to get that way for the longest time. So, I got another question. And there's a reason why I'm asking all these questions. If you had any other reason, if there was any way, let's say you had an opportunity right now, and for the most part, there's something that you're trying to get to. You're trying to get a level of success from. But the only problem is, no matter how hard you work, no matter how far you try, no matter if you're making portions here and portions there, do you ever feel like sometimes where it feels like the odds are always against you, no matter what you do? You know, I mean, a lot of times, oh, and before I go along with this, on the YouTube post lies my Discord link. I have a My Life Story Discord server. OG will be there, and all the moderators are there too in case of people act out of line. So, if you want to be a part of this community, um, go to my YouTube post and click the link and join. I will start for now. I will still post updates, and I will still make updated posts to uh, to YouTube. But I will also make updated posts in Discord for those of you that have Discord. And if you guys don't have Discord, and you can sign up for one through the Apple Store with either if you got an Android or Apple phone. If you don't want to download Discord, then you can just stay tuned by looking at my YouTube post, as I will also keep that regularly. Um, Let me see. Oh, here we go. However, so I did a live stream yesterday. So if you guys want to check out that live stream, it is up for replay. So you can watch it on the replay. Now, I did some thinking. And from the looks of it, landlord is trying to get rid of me. Food for today. I got some bread, steak, and rice with potatoes. The bread has grain and wheats and oats, things that is nourishment for your body. Yes, I do eat on the live stream. I like to be transparent with my viewers. And I'm sure for most live streams, I guess it's probably not appropriate to eat while you're hosting a live stream. However, I choose to do something different. And whoever hit the like button, I appreciate it. I appreciate the support. I'm gonna start doing shout outs real soon. I might be posting YouTube shorts here and there. I'll be no longer in this room on Sunday. And the reason I won't be posting, I'll probably do a live stream on my way back from work. However, I won't be able to do it in the house because I'll be with no privacy, sleeping on the couch. And I don't want a lot of people to know what I'm talking about. However, I am going to be relocating to another area. And I will reveal that later on. So stay tuned for that. No matter where you go, what you do in life, yourself is your only safe zone. When you're trying to do right by others and others do not see of what you're trying to do, nor do they care, then basically what they do is they disregard your way of doing things. They don't care if you're doing right by them. They don't care if you're trying to, make up for whatever, wherever you're falling short at. They want it then and they want it now, or they don't want it. And that's the way the world works. That's the way it is. So, so the crazy landlord is throwing me out on the couch. Even when I tried to communicate with her, because I have been paying rent since I've in full since I've been here. And there was sometimes I paid even more than what I was originally paying. Not only was paying rent in full, I paid more than what my rent was usually was. I helped out, I did things to help everybody in the house, bought supplies. I always did right by people. But what people don't realize is yes, landlords expect to pay and do whatever that you need to do on time. However, there are situations that you cannot control. And when you're working through those situations and you just need time, it helps. So I made up my mind that I'm going to be leaving Alaska. The whole purpose of me coming up here was to start a new life. And I realized that starting a new life here is not the purpose. And so I'm moving to another state. And I don't have any support, no family support. I do not have anything. And thinking back, I missed living in my car. But now you can't do that anymore because now in America, it is considered illegal to sleep in your car. And it's illegal to be homeless. It's illegal to live in a tent. So you will actually get in trouble for um you will actually get in trouble for being homeless. You don't have the right to work on your cars anymore. So the place that I'm living at now is a prison. It is a controlled, toxic environment. And that is not the kind of environment that I want to be around. My experiences here hasn't been that great. Hasn't been that great at all. And after thinking about it, I thought, you know what? It is a sign that's telling me I need to go. And that sign has been eating away at me ever since I came back to the US or staying in the US. Anyway, guys, I'll be right back. I don't know. These headphones, this thing is killing me. What's going on, OG? Welcome to the live. So basically, the person that was supposed to be here never showed up this morning. And then the landlord texts me and tells me to be out on the couch, which is easier for me because it's easier for me to leave. When I talk about these topics, you got some people that'll say, oh, you got to pay what you owe. You have to pay on time. And that's true. You should pay your rent on time. But you have some landlords that are doing things illegal and they don't do things the proper way, the way they should. Oops, kind of went down a little bit. And you have some people, they do things. I may have to switch. I may have to switch headsets because this one keeps giving me problems. The thing that keeps popping out. And these are like $200 gaming headsets. Hold on. Okay. I don't know what's going on with this thing. May have to get another one. Um, let's see here. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. I'm getting everything set up here. Oops. Okay. Okay. I really like Social GPT. It is a really good. And before we get started, if you guys would like to become part of a community, I have just created a new Discord community for this channel. If you like to participate in that community, the link will be in the YouTube post. For those of you that want, I should have got online. I was so tired this morning. I didn't even get on. Because see, usually if I get online and I go live like I did the last time when I was at the mall, I had over Man, I had like maybe, I don't know, like maybe 3 plus to 6 plus subscribers. That is crazy. That's good, but it's crazy. I've been currently looking up places to go. Right now, I got somebody that I know in another state, and she is going to help me with. Also, if you guys, I don't have super chat yet, so if you want to donate $2, $3, or whatever you want to feel like donating that day or today, um, the link will be in the description below. Click the link tree, and my support links will be in the link tree down in the description below. I also have merchandise. I just created a new t-shirt with my logo, and it's called Myself Understands Me. That's the newest t-shirt I've made. Check out my merch for this channel down below. Same link. The store is T Public T-shirt company, and browse through it. We have t-shirt. I have these. I have. I can't talk today. I have t-shirts in different sizes, different colors. There's also t-shirts for female sizes as well. Also, you get a discount. Sometimes it'll be 20%, sometimes it'll be 10%. It fluctuates. It's user friendly, and it's kind of like Temu in a way, the way the formatting is. So, um, there are many opportunities to get certain merchandise that you want. There's like some mini games and stuff like that in there. So if you guys are interested, the link is in the description of this video down below. If you guys want to support me for my future, I'm planning on continuing my education in uh, information technology and networking, and I'm currently um, working on a bachelor's degree. If you guys want to support that as well, my GoFundMe is also down in the description below. Now, I'm not saying you have to, but I'm saying the support links are there if you're interested. Now, I do have other YouTube channels that are also on the YouTube link, the link tree. So if you intrigued by some of the other designs I've created, hey, feel free to check it out. Feel free to buy. It's all up to, it's all by choice. And whoever hit the like, I appreciate the like and support of the show. This one is basically just um, something to touch on. Um, So I'm gonna be in this room until Sunday at 2 p.m. And I'm gonna be throwing away a lot of things. I'm debating, should I sell my PlayStation 5 because I barely play it. I barely touch it. More than likely, I'm probably going to. I know I'm gonna be selling some other stuff too. And I have this TV screen. I'm probably gonna sell that as well because I won't be needing it. Because once it's time for me to leave, I am not going to be here in this house. And so, the crazy landlord, as I said in recent live stream, she is putting me out on the couch, out of the room that I've been in for almost a year. And the place here feels like a prison. It feels like I'm walking on eggshells. It is too much tension in the air. And the landlord thinks that by doing kicking people out that that's going to help her when it's not. As a result, a lot of stuff I'm probably going to throw away. Yeah, I'm going to throw away a lot of stuff because I'm going to minimize everything that I get. And I'm going to be moving to another state. And it's still going to be up north with better job opportunities or other opportunities to make money. Because right now, the location that I'm in, I'm not really making as much money as I would like. And there are limited job opportunities here in Alaska. Unless if you are an attorney, a lawyer, or if you're a police officer, something of that caliber. It will be a struggle to get a job here, much less getting two jobs. And it has gotten so bad that now there are so many laws that are being passed now that a lot of people in America are not realizing. Did you know that now there's a law that has been passed in America that states that you are not allowed to sleep in your car? And being homeless is considered a crime. You can't have any tents. You cannot live in public areas, or else that is considered a criminal activity. You, and everything is overpriced. People are getting kicked out, staying with other people. Give me 1 second, guys. Be honest with you, I think we need to do a different approach. So here's what I'm gonna do. You guys, give me 1 second. I think that would be a better. I don't think I got the energy to talk about landlords anymore. But I can talk about this though. So what happened with the landlord? Uh, Basically, the guy never showed up for the room, and she's telling me basically that he's coming. He's from Jamaica, and he's coming to look at this room, which and they said that he's a surgeon. I'm assuming he's a tech surgeon. Um, so he's coming to get this room, and she's putting me out on the couch, and she's telling me to have all of my stuff out and ready when he gets here on Sunday at 2 p.m. So she's more focused on telling me what I need to get ready to do, but she still ain't even told me what the cost is for me sleeping on the couch. She still ain't even told me that yet. But don't worry. Not only am I not going to pay her anything, but guess what? I got some good news. So, for my financial aid, I'm getting some enough money that's going to get me out of here. And when October hits, my dividend fund is also going in there. Though I wish that the dividend fund was more, which I think is probably going to be more than what it is. If it's $15,000 at least, hey, I would be sitting somewhere in Vietnam right now, living like a king. I wouldn't be here. But I'm still going to post content. I'm going to post content, do videos, do live streams, show you guys what Minnesota looks like uh, as I travel around. Now, unfortunately, unlike Alaska, when they have city buses that can drive people to different places, they don't have that in Minnesota. It's only Alaska and I think New York that have like these little city people mover buses. So that is something that's very convenient when staying here that I won't be able to have. So the only thing I'll be doing is Uber. And we both know that Uber is expensive. Um, I might be working at Amazon again. So yeah, she never did come in here and tried to force me out of the room. And my thing is, apparently this guy must be making a lot of money. But the one thing that I noticed, OG, is a lot of people that she brings into this house, people that are in the military, people who are doctors, people who are teachers, traveling internationally, they don't stay long. People who make really good money and they are fortunate enough to get these high paying jobs in this crazy economy, job market that we live in today. I noticed that a lot of those people that she have in her house, they don't stay that long. They'll stay for maybe like 3, 4 months and then they leave. They don't stay long. We've had military people in the military come to move here. We've had people travel international that are teachers, get paid pretty good from what she's saying, and they don't stay long. You know, they don't stay long. That's what I notice. People that come here, they don't stay long. So nothing really happened with the landlord. She just she's still talking about some guy from Jamaica is supposed to come up here. But what she don't realize is the moment I get on that couch, that's the moment I'm stacking my bread up and I'm out. I don't know, like, and I'm gonna try to look for some work while I'm there. That's basically how that's gonna work. And as far as this house, I done said this in recent live streams. This house is not going to sell. It is not. It is not going to sell. Rather, if I'm here to see it, or rather, if I'm not here to see it, it's not going to sell. Because look at the economy that we live in today. We're living in an economy right now. Everything, prices of everything is going up. There are laws that are being put in place now where it is considered illegal to sleep in your own car if you're homeless. It is illegal to have tents. It's illegal to fix or to change oil in your own car that you yourself had invested in and paid the bills and the maintenance for. It is illegal to to be out on the streets. Freedoms are gradually starting to be taken away from a lot of Americans. A lot of Americans. And even if you work two jobs at this point, you know, it's it's still not going to be enough. And it's going to get so overpriced to where nobody's going to afford anything anymore. I was looking on a roomie's website, and what I've noticed is there's so many people charging their rooms from 800 a month to $1,150 a month. Now, what job are they going to work to be able to pay that? Can nobody pay $1,150 a month? Can nobody pay that? That's like the size of buying an iPhone. Let me move this over here. Let me see. Okay. Let me see what happens if I do this. Uh, all right, let me do this then. Hold on. So yeah, nothing really. She just she's still trying to get she's still trying to get me out of this room. But what I realized, OG, she wants me out of her house. She don't want me there anymore. She has gotten to the point where she just got fed up. She said it ain't just me, but it feels like it's just me, right? She never even called me up to talk about, because she kept saying, "Oh, we'll chat," but you're over here bombarding me with text messages. I thought you said that we were gonna chat. Why are you bombarding me with text messages? You see, she is crazy, and I wouldn't even recommend anybody to come stay here. I wouldn't recommend anybody to come here because they'll just be signing their own death warrant. Oh, no, no, no. I don't want to put it there. You can't really see me? Hold on for a second. I'm trying to fix something. Okay, that ain't gonna work. So we are gonna close this. Just give me a second. Okay. What's up, Jalen? In the building. What's up, fam? What's up, man? Give me a second. I'm actually doing something. There we go. I kind of have to lay my back on something because my back is killing me sitting up in that position. What's good, man? What's good? Wish I could put in some sound effects. You know how like most YouTubers they got them sound effects. Play the horns every time somebody come into the chat. Yeah. I don't know if I did that horn sound pretty good, but I think that was the worst sound I've ever made for the first time in my life. For the first time in my life. Let's see. And what's up, man? Just came back taking the kids to the firework. That sounds like fun. What's going on, Mose? What's the best country in the world with high paid chikus and offers? Um, I don't know about a country that offers high pay, but I do know a country that has a more stable lifestyle. And that would be my personal opinion would be Vietnam or Thailand. I would say the Philippines, but Thailand and Vietnam are the most popular countries now. Well, I guess I'll take that as a compliment, even though I don't know who Kendrick Lamar is. I don't know if he's an actor, singer. I don't know. Oh, all right. So Gas prices are going up, guys. Gas prices are going up. Oh, he's a singer. Okay. Everything, I don't know. I think I've been talking about this, I guess, for the past month now, about everything going up. There's nothing we can do about it. But it's like when people start talking about leaving to go to another country, rather, which is both trying to find another woman that's going to treat him right, a good woman, affordable cost of living, and being able to leave this ridiculous draining of a country. You get comments like, well, if you hate America so much, why are you still here? What's stopping you from leaving America? Just get up and go. What's holding you back? Why are you still here? Not even realize that the country they're living in doesn't really care about them at all, period. Their government doesn't give a shit about any of these people. The only thing they're doing is slave them to get more profit out of them by making them work these corporate jobs for the rest of their life and not get nothing to benefit from after you retire. Why are you worried about? Well, it's not that I'm worried about the economy. I talk about it because it's something to be aware of. It's something that a lot of Americans seem to be quiet about. And it needs to be talked about. And then from what I'm reading, they got underground bunkers, a whole city underneath the USA. I'm hearing so much about the Epstein files. I'm hearing so much about everything. It's insane. Oh, that's good. I think they have a fireworks show up here in Alaska. Not really sure. I don't even think they. I don't know. Maybe they do pop firecrackers, but I don't know where though. I know they got a fair. They have a fair or something that's going on around these parks, around this area. Yep, yep, yep. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as I said before, there are laws that are being passed that a lot of Americans don't really know about, and there are some that do. And they just so now they're passing out laws. You cannot be homeless in your car anymore. You cannot fix on your cars anymore. And now they're saying that you can't if you are caught sleeping on private residence, they'll call the police and you'll go to jail. Can you imagine a homeless guy going to jail for sleeping on private property? That's crazy. But it's the world we're living in. It's like America is squeezing the juice out of the lemon until there's nothing left to squeeze from that lemon. My back is killing me. Yeah, fireworks are going in so early. I mean, it's already getting close to July, so let me see here. I don't understand why people on Reddit, they're always responding. All right. I don't have time today. Hmm. There's gonna be a lot of firecrackers in your town tonight, Jalen. Mm-mm-mm. Oh, okay. They haven't done it in Alaska yet. I'm surprised. They haven't done it yet. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. What time is it where you guys at? Are you guys on Central Standard Time? Eastern Time or what? Mm-mm-mm, mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it sounds pretty late. Sounds pretty late. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Man, I'll tell you right now. Only thing I can tell y'all is you yourself is your own best friend. You can't trust nobody, not even family. And I've noticed that I've seen a lot of people at the grocery stores more than usual. And there's a huge snake of a line that's backed up all the way to the back of the meat department and the bread department. And the thing is that it's there's not a lot of cashiers. People are applying for jobs and they keep getting turned down, and I just never really understood that. You know, if you know you need people and you turning them down, it's not really making things any better. Especially when you go to Walmart and it's just it's always it's always something. And a lot of times, like when I'm trying to get something, I don't get but like some bananas. I'll probably get like two pieces of pears. I don't really get a lot of stuff. Sometimes it'd be like 3 to maybe 5 items. And then, once you get them items, the whole line is backed up. Even the self checkout is backed up. I was at Fred Meyer's, right? It's a grocery store here in the state of Alaska. I'm up there. I think I brought like some fruit nut mix, and then I bought what else did I buy? I bought some I think I bought some water too. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. Man, let me see. Jalen reads, got to take my son Tuesday up to Western Michigan University to sign and look around the campus. He graduated this month and got a scholarship for baseball and track. Hey man, salute to your son, man. I'm proud of him. And I'm gonna tell you, believe it or not, you as a father, Jalen, you make a great father to your kids. Men are better parents. I don't care what nobody say. Shout out to Jalen's son, track and baseball. That's good. That's real good, Jalen. Not a lot of men out there are able to get custody of their kids. It's rare. Well, as far as I know. As far as I know. Let's see. That's why I was telling the guy from the other night, get a good attorney and use the courts to your advantage. Yeah, I agree with you, Ryan. I mean, I'm sorry, Jalen. I agree with you, Jalen. I agree. I hope he um now rather he does that or not, that's up to him. But I hope he does. It'll make all the difference in the world if he does. But, his situation might be more to it than his daughter at the same time too. He might be going through a whole different situation than what he's going through with his daughter. And it could be a lot of factors in there too. You just never know. But yeah, I do agree with you. He should definitely try to get that started up. Now, rather if he does that or not, that's gonna be up to him. Mm. You know, when you try to explain stuff to people, especially like how these crazy landlords are doing stuff illegal and they not doing agreements, and when you're trying to make the payments the best way you can, people know that you're suffering. It's like people just have a selective of what they want to hear. They make assumptions about you being late on your rent. They make assumptions, and then they want to try to override everything by projecting their suffering to try to cancel out your situation. And then they want to call it pragmatism. That's not pragmatism. That is projection. I mean, just because like, and they always want to release some kind of brutal past experience that they had, and I don't get it. And they think just because they don't went through something way worse than you went through, they think that they can just automatically understand your situation when both her and the other person's situation are entirely two complete different things. You run into people like that and they just, I don't get it. And when you're trying to like get them to understand how, when you're trying to get them to understand stuff, they just, it's like, and it's the same thing with stuff that goes on. You know, people think, oh, well, you're just worried about it. Oh, well, maybe you just need to don't even worry about the economy. They don't care about anything that goes on. You got to be aware of what's going on. Yeah, I get it. You can't do anything. You can only control what you can control, right? But you have to be aware of what's going on in the area that you live in and in your livelihood. And a lot of Americans nowadays, they are asleep. They are asleep and they don't care. The only time they really start caring is when everything starts to affect them. And when it affects them, okay, now it's a situation that they want to tackle. Now it's like, okay, now we're going to have to do something about it. Now we can just figure out like how we're going to do this and that. And they always wait until something happens to them bef- and then really start thinking about what they're going to do. And then before then, it's too late for them. America is cooked. Yeah, you do. You have to understand your tenants. See what makes what makes a good, I wouldn't say a good landlord, but what makes people want to stick around is no different than if you're running a business, right? A restaurant business. If you have customers that are in high demand of, let's say, some spicy boneless chicken, right? Or different flavor of boneless chicken. If you don't take the suggestions and try to make something that the fans want, you're not gonna get it. It's just no different. Like me as a YouTuber, if I don't show up every day, or not every day, if I don't show, YouTube is a business. If I don't show up, give you guys good content, let you guys know what's going on, go on my rants and reviews, because that's what this channel about: rants and reviews and sharing relatable experiences that everybody knows about. If I don't put in the effort to grow my channel, if I don't put in the effort to put out shorts, to keep, you have the purpose of keep the people to wanting to come back, letting people know, okay, so this person does YouTube shorts, okay, this person is going to get rid of posts at this time. If you look at my posts, I always put, hey guys, I'm going to get ready to post this at this particular time. What I'm gonna start doing is posting videos because I'm on Alaska time, and I think you, Jalen, you and OG. I don't know. I think OG is also in Michigan. I'm not sure, but if you guys are, I think you guys are on Central Standard Time. I could be wrong, and if you guys are, then that means y'all are 3 hours ahead of me. And so, in order for me to do what I'm gonna have to start doing is start posting around like maybe 10:30 in the morning or 11:30 in the morning, because that's kind of the times where, because that people are on. Because you remember that last time when I was at the mall, I think I was going live around, I think it was like uh I think I went live around, because I was at the mall that day, so I think it was around like 7 o'clock. No, not 7 o'clock. I think it was like 11 11 o'clock in the morning, and then it was like 12 o'clock, and I didn't get off until like 6 o'clock or something like that. So around that time, my time is pretty much gonna be the best time that I can actually get on to get more people in here. To get more subs and stuff like that. Now the hardest thing is getting the watch time, but at the same time, if I don't show up and do these things and let let the subscribers know, hey, this is what's gonna happen. Um, I'm not gonna post today, but I'll post the next day or something like that. That's why I used to post. That's why I got a Discord. If y'all want to be a part of it, yeah, y'all can be a part of it. I just made it, but if not, then I'll still update Discord and the YouTube post as well. But my point is, you gotta show up. It's like no different than showing up for a job. If you don't show up, if you don't hit that clock and be at work on time, you don't get paid. As simple as that. If you don't show up, no subscribers, no views, no retention rate, no CPR, CTR, sorry about that, CTR, which is the same thing, no nothing, you know? And, you know, that's the thing that the landlord doesn't understand. Like, it's like she only understands to a point where she only has an agenda to get what she wants. She doesn't care about half of the people that's in her house. She'll sit in here and have openly conversations with everybody about everybody else. Last month, I have one tenant. Her car broke down. She been renting from me for 6 years. Paid $900 a month. I told her to keep 600 to get her car fixed. That's what I'm talking about, Jalen. That's what I'm talking about. You see what I'm saying? That this is entirely this is what I've been talking about. But you got people in the comments talking about, well, you need to pay what you owe. You got to pay your bills fully on time. That goes back to what I just said. What I just talked about, how if I'm paying rent, at least I'm trying to put in the effort. I'm paying half because I'm falling short. It could be a lot of things that happen. My job probably could be cutting my hours down. HR and everybody could be rolling my hours to the next check. Anything could happen. You see what I'm saying? Life happens. You can't control that. But she don't understand that. And that's why these tenants that come to her house, they come in here, they'll stay for like probably like 6 months and then they leave. Or they'll stay for like 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and then they leave. Because she's not understanding her tenants more. What she's doing is she's understanding them enough to have a to get what she want out of the situation. You get what I'm saying? But that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna pin this up. That's what I'm talking about. We need more landlords like that. Now it would be different if I was just literally going months and months on end and I wasn't doing nothing. I wasn't trying to put in no payments. I wasn't trying to do what I'm supposed to do. I wasn't standing on business. I wasn't doing nothing. I'm just doing what I want to do. Okay, that's the whole different scenario. But if you have somebody that's doing the right thing, that's trying to do what they're supposed to do, communicating with you at least. You see what I'm saying? She don't get that because she doesn't care about that. What she cares about is the bottom line, and that's it. She sit there, she calling people cunts. This is a 50-year-old lady acting like a child. Older people back in my time don't act like that. My grandmother is 80 years old when she died. She had more common sense than any elder people that I know in this day and age. And I miss my grandmother. We didn't see eye to eye on things from time to time, but I learned a lot from my grandmother, and I miss my grandmother. She was the only person that actually helped the best way she could. And when I asked for help or normal support, she would feed me. My grandmother's food, if you were to taste my grandmother's food, it'll make you ask the question, have you ever thought about starting your own food business? That's how good her food tasted. She always tried to give me some money. I don't ask for nothing from her. She just do what she can to help out, to help me the best way she can. And she was the only person that had my back. She was the only person that helped me out when I was at my lowest point. My grandmother passed away last year in September. Now I don't have nobody. It's hard to find good people out here. It really is. Let me see. I like to read comments, so let me read this. All right, Jalen reads, the way I figure it, she got kids, and if she don't have a ride, she can't go to work, then there won't be no money. Yeah, that's true. And it's really the thought that counts. It's hard to find people like that in this world. And this is what I've been talking about. Why can't there be more people like this? You know what I'm saying? And the saddest part about it is there's not a lot of people like you that is out there. It's sad but true. I mean, no matter which way you look at it, at the same time, it's just like, times is getting tough. It's affecting all of us. And then when I told her about that, she's like, well, you seem like you're doing fine to me. Just because I'm not acting like something is wrong, that doesn't mean that I'm not going through nothing. Let me see. Let's see. Jalen reads, plus 6 years, she has been a good tenant, so we understand each other. She good, single mother, works hard for her family. That's good. You don't see a lot of single moms like that these days. She taking care of her kids, taking care of her family. That's good. Wish there were more single moms out there that would do that. That's good. She doing what she's supposed to do. Wish I had a landlord like that. But the one I got is just crazy. And I think she needs therapy. She needs to go seek some medical help. She needs everything. Like she needs literally everything. Cause I just think she just came out of she just acting like she just came out of an asylum somewhere. I ain't never this is my first bad experience with a landlord like this. First bad experience. It's crazy. And every time when she texts me, it just sends a negative, toxic signals. It is just like I can't do it. I can't do it. When it comes to toxic and negativity, I just can't do it. It's strong. It's real strong. It's real strong. I know it's in some weird way. If I were to come up to her with a bag, with a suitcase over $500,000, and I paid her for the entire rent, she probably don't e- wouldn't even she probably wouldn't even know how to act with $500,000. She probably wouldn't even know how to act. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know how like businessmen they come in with suitcases and they got a bunch of stacks of money in the suitcase lined up in rows. If I were to did that to her, she wouldn't even know how to act. She wouldn't even know anything else of how to handle that type of money. She'll probably take that money and spend it every chance she get. Talking about she got investments. I'm gonna tell you something. I have met a lot of rich people on my travels back to the States, and they're not flashy and walking around with r- watches and driving Porsches and Escalades and 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 walking around with all kinds of expensive accessories. And the thing is, a lot of wealthy people they don't go around bragging about their assets, which is something she talking about doing, which she has already did. And I'm just thinking like you're bragging about your assets, but you know you're staying in America and your retirement is not going to be enough to live off on. I'm going to tell you that right now. It ain't going to be enough. Not to mention that 401k on these corporate jobs, they ain't worth nothing. What they don't know is people, when they are trading, when stocks go down, they pull money out of your 401k. I do a lot of research on this stuff now. I do a lot of research on this stuff. Sometimes you'll have $28,000 in your 401k and sometimes it'll fluctuate and it'll go down to like $17,000. Hold on for a second. I'm missing out on my comments. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, let me see. Let's see. She's been okay. Being a single dad, it's given me mad respect for all single parents that are actually handling their business at home. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jalen. If we have more single parents taking, you know, raising their kids seriously, I think this world would probably be a better place. We'll have better kids that grow up in better environments that's not engaging in debaucherous behavior and other ridiculous behaviors that we've been seeing time and time and time again throughout this country every year all the time. Jalen reads, your landlord sounds like what I call a slumlord. Okay. Renting, only worried on how much money she can squeeze out of the property and not caring about anything else. Yeah. She even talked about she had tenants that walked around with knives in their hands, and she had another tenant that I don't know what was wrong with her. She apparently, from what she told me, that she went rogue. So I'm thinking like, what is going on? So she told me that the tenant attacked her, that been with her for the longest, living there for the longest. And the thing is, it's like she was living rent free too. This lady that went and took a flight somewhere and came back. And then she had a girl from Jamaica over here. And I don't know how long she's been living here for rent free, but when I started living here on June of last year, she has been here for 5 months and have not paid a single dime of rent. Meanwhile, I'm sitting up here struggling, trying to make ends meet with my rent. And see, the thing is with the landlord that I have, she doesn't care. At first, she didn't mind that I pay half. But then she turns around and all of a sudden, she just two-faced it. She's nice one minute, then the next minute, she's like, she's bombarding me with text messages. She done let this lady stay for 6 months, I think almost 6 months, and saved up $7,000. Then took this lady on a tour, then did everything for this lady. But then when it came to me, I get called a fuck up. She ate chips around the store at Target that she didn't pay for, almost got me in trouble. And the irony of it, when I was applying for a job at that time last year, I applied at the Target because I wanted to work as a security guard with the CCTV cameras. And then it's like, what if I couldn't get the job because of that? Because she do something stupid. Then she embarrassed me in the checkout because she had some other female putting wooden trim around the walls and stuff. I don't really see what good is that gonna do because it ain't like this house is gonna sell. And it's like she's oblivious to what is really going on in the economy. She doesn't care about what goes on in her own country that she lives in. All she cares about is money. She's greedy, and that's all she cares about. She don't care nothing about nothing else. She is willing. I'm gonna tell you. I asked her one time, like we had a talk, and she was telling me how this other roommate destroyed because she had two cabins in the back. She even got a roommate that's living in a tent in her backyard. I'm not making this up. If you want proof, I got the proof. I got the proof. I'm not making this up. God is my witness. She literally had this man in a tent in her backyard. And check this out. When she told me that this roommate destroyed $200 worth of damage, she gonna turn around and ask me, what would you do if you were owning something and you had, and I was just like, well, the first thing I would do is a background check. I would do an agreement. I would also do a credit check, run your credit, or however they do it, you know. But and then she told me everything that was going on, and I asked her. I said, "Does the other roommates, do they know about this? Did you tell them, about with this roommate and what she's doing? Like, did you tell them, um, or at least make them aware of what's going on?" You know what she told me? I'm not going to do it until they pay me. So by default, she's putting tenants at risk over money. She don't care nothing about these people that live in her house. And then her rules are not fair. She don't care about people that live in her house. She sit up there having openly conversations, talking about every other roommate in the house. And she doesn't even apply the rules that she gave separately, fairly. She bends them for certain people, but then she's strict with people like me and probably somebody else. And she just bends the rules on depends on who she wants, who she likes, and who she favors. That's just what she does. You know, she'll sit around, she'll talk badly about the tenants in her house in the living room and calling people disrespectful names and then trying to get other tenants involved into some kind of gossip and arguments. And check this out, man. So she got a son, right? She got a son and she got a daughter. She is using her son as a son husband, making this man do everything around the house that something her husband should be doing, right? Since she claimed that she's married. So basically, she even told me that she got the tenants involved with voting who she wanted to kick out of the house. And she even put her son on the list, her flesh and blood son. She even made statements and said that because she has a dog, right? And she was complaining about the dog, how she just useless, she barks at everything. And I said, well, why don't you give it to somebody that wants a dog? She sat up there and talked about, well, people here in Alaska, they don't like black dogs. That is a damn lie. I done seen, I done walked up the streets and stuff, and I done seen pet owners with black dogs. And then she talked about how she just want to just tase her son and tase the dog and kill him and bury it under. I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. This is the 50-year-old landlord talking like this. I'm not making this up. She had her son in a -4 to -7 degree weather. It was cold out last year during wintertime here. This man was on top of the roof fixing vents. He does a good job around the house. He does. Her son does a really good job around the house. But she's working the shit out of that man. And then made statements and said, well, I hope he fall and break his neck so I can bury them both in my backyard. Him and the dog. Kill the dog too. I'm telling you, the fact that she's putting her son on the list of being kicked out on the streets, that's crazy. I'm not saying all single mothers are like that, but she just the landlord is just one of the types she don't need to have no kids. If she talking like that, she don't need to have no kids. I'm not making this up. If I had the audio, I'll let y'all listen to it. It's crazy. She does not care about that man at all. And then she got her son living in a basement, in a garage. And then she talking about how she gonna give her son a mobile home somewhere. How you gonna afford a mobile home when just one source of income? And even if everybody in the house was paying rent, you can't just depend on one source of income. But I digress. This lady is crazy. She is the craziest 50-year-old lady I've ever seen. Then she's sitting up here talking about like anybody that leaves her house, they end up dead somewhere in the woods or whatever. I'm just like, this is crazy. And then she'll sit up here and she'll lie and say that people are not paying her. She did the same thing with the military guy that used to be here. Cause he was like, cause me and him was sitting in the car one day, we were talking, and he was like, "Man, I can't believe she said that I didn't pay her when I did pay her. But she told me I was the only one that paid." Well, guess what, man? She told me the same thing. She told me the same thing. Even some of the roommates that I talked to, they already know. They already know how she is. They just don't say nothing because, they ain't trying to run a risk of getting thrown out. But they know. They know how she is. I don't even have to say nothing. And they also know that what she's doing is illegal. I mean, I'm not an expert when it comes to real estate or anything like that, but I understand enough to know that something ain't right. And you know what they say, if you're not making money, then it don't make sense. And if something don't feel right, it don't make sense. Ooh. Oh, I don't missed your comment, Jalen. Sorry about that. Let me see. She sounds like when things are good in her everyday life, she's cool. But there's not, then she wants to come down on her tenants for every little dollar. That's what she does. Yep, that's facts. That's what she does. She got people coming over here. She call them they're her contractors. They come over here. They fix this and fix that. Trying to fix this, trying to fix that, trying to sell the house. And I'm gonna tell you right now, as high as everything is now, ain't nobody can nobody afford the house. Can nobody afford a house? Everything is so expensive. And then she said if she can't, and check this out, Jalen. She said if she can't get this house to sell, she said she was gonna turn this entire house into an Airbnb. She said she gonna make the upstairs pay $85 per night, basically like a motel slash Airbnb. But she said she's gonna make the upstairs pay $85 per night, and downstairs to pay $75 per night. She said, I'm tired of not having no money. I got it recorded. I just gotta find it. See, behind the scenes, I have documented everything when it comes to her, especially when it comes to audio. And half of the time, she don't even know she being recorded. And then she gonna leave a text message talking about, oh, well, you know, I would throw you out, but I'm just gonna show you mercy. You're not showing me anything. What you're doing is you're trying to throw me out of a room when you have another tenant that's been here and ain't paid according to what she said for 3, you might as well call it 5 months at this point. Oh, wait, she got a sob story. Both of her parents were drunks. She stayed in a village. How is her situation any different than anybody else's situation? This lady done went approximately 5 months without paying rent. But you trying to kick me out to make up for the rent that she didn't pay by getting somebody else in here. That's what she doing. And I'm gonna tell you, this tenant, she buys a lot of stuff from Walmart. And the only reason that she's getting away with it because she's a female and that she's buying her cookies and cakes and bracelets and all of this stuff. I could do the same thing. I can go to Fred Meyer's right now and get her a big ass fruit bowl, some oatmeal cookies, and a bottle of juice. Do you think I'm gonna get scot free without paying rent? No. OG said it probably could be because of my skin color. And because I'm black. I'm starting to think that may be true. That may have its factor that plays into that. Because she does make a lot of racist comments and between the line conversations. So I'm starting to think that that has also must be a factor that plays into that. Because she already told me she was racist against Muslims. And she said if she get a tenant that's a Muslim, she said that they gotta hit the road because she don't want nothing to do with them. I don't hate Muslims, but at the same time, I mean, when it comes down to it, like you can't treat somebody a certain way and think that you're gonna get a blessing out of it. She just talking to make your home Airbnb. You have to have a city inspection approval certificate, and then they have an inspector come and check the property before you can list on their site. Yeah, that's true. Well, really, she's trying to sell the house. That's what she's ultimately trying to do. Now, I'm not an expert on all this stuff, but I do know enough to know that when she told me about that garage door not working, that gave me a clue to think, okay, when these people come and they check the house, they want to know if the pipes work, they want to know is the water running okay, they want to make sure that the sink faucet is running with water, making sure the power and everything else working. They want to make sure that the garage door is working. They want to make sure this house is in top good condition. They want to make sure everything is up to date before they even put that house on the market, because they're not just going to put any house on the market. and it ain't, thoroughly, if it's not marketable. Now that much I know. I'm not an expert. I'm not a real estate expert, nothing like that, but I know something. I know a little something. I know a little something. You know, I learn from other people. And then she was ranting to other roommates, talking about it feels like somebody's living in a shelter. She's over here calling people cunts and all disrespectful names, and you know, she just all around crazy. But then my thing is, you got a husband. I don't get it. If you're in a marriage and you're trying to survive, that's not a healthier way to live. Then she talked about exercising and trying to lose weight. She ain't even put no effort into doing that. She was so focused on selling the house to the point where she wasn't even mindful of getting her car fixed. And then putting me on the couch, and even if she does kick me out, it's not going to solve her situation. And she's two-faced. That's what I noticed. She's two-faced. She acts one way, then she get behind the curtains, and then she changes into a whole different person and acts another way. It's crazy. It is crazy. It's really insane. And then what was more insane is when that same roommate that destroyed her property ratted her out in court and told the judge that she has a bunch of people in her house with no agreements, right? And she was on the phone and she was like, "We lost the case." Okay, let me get up. She sent two tenants that's not even responsible for her property to go testify for her, the landlord herself, in court. I'm like, why are you sending two people? Yep, August is still the plan, my man. Check this out, OG. So I was telling Jalen, um, so the roommate that she had here, her name is Sasha. And according to what the landlord told me, is she destroyed some of her property. And they ended up going to court. So the roommate went to court on her and ratted her out and said that she had a bunch of tenants in her house and she wasn't following the legal way of doing things, right? She sent two tenants that are not even responsible for her situation to stand for her in court. The landlord herself in court. Because, and the reason she did that, according to what uh according to what y'all said yesterday, if she go to court and find out that she's doing things illegal, she'll get exposed. And that's why she sent those two roommates to testify for her, which is kind of a red flag because if you got the landlord, why am I talking to two tenants that are not responsible for the situation? Where's the landlord? I need to talk with her. You see what I'm saying? Now, if the judge was smart, they'll be like, okay, so where's the landlord? We need to talk with the landlord about this. Okay, let me see. So, is August still the plan? Yeah, August is still the plan. I might end up leaving a little early than August. But August 20th is still the plan. Yep, August is still the plan. Okay, Jalen reads, let's see. I gotta get me a new screen protector before, because it's a scratch here and I don't like that scratch. Okay, before you can get a realtor, put your home up, you have to get heating and cooling, plumbing, and structure inspector. Otherwise, you can sell yourself, which is going to bring away less money. Yeah, that's true. That's what these people, when they come up here with the clipboard and they checking everything, that's what they're checking. Because they got to make sure the cooling, the air, they got to make sure all of that is in good condition before they put that house on the market. You're right, Jalen. No way a judge allowed that. I don't believe her. I don't believe it either. But that's what she told me. She was on the phone with two of the roommates that she sent off to court. These two roommates also used her truck because she drives a truck, right? Took her truck and went down there to the courthouse. And they testified for her sake. But the roommate that destroyed, which her name is Sasha, that destroyed $200 worth of stuff, ratted the landlord out. And she exposed the crazy landlord. And they lost the case. And then when we were talking, she was just like, I just want to sell the house. I don't know. I might end up losing the house. I might just live in my car. I don't know what I'm going to do. So you might want to get ready. I don't believe nothing she says anymore, OG. I really don't. She tells so many different stories. Just like she said about her husband. She said that her husband, she makes a statement and says that her husband was taking care of his mother because his mother is sick and she's not in good condition to do anything on her own, right? It went from that to her husband packing his bags and walked out and left out of the house. And then she tries to say that because he didn't want to invest in another man's child, even though the guy that she married also had children. So my thing is like, how is it that you told me that he helped you and spent his resources to help you get your son back from the father that was abusive, turned around and married you, and then all of a sudden walked out of the house because he didn't want to support your kid along with his kids? That's some holes in that story. Because the smartest thing is, if he didn't want to invest in another man's seed, he shouldn't have married her in the first place. I don't believe that either, OG. I don't. She might have talked to somebody, but I don't think it was the judge. She probably talked to some counselor or something. I don't know. Because if it was the judge that she sent those roommates to speak with, the judge will be like, "Where's the landlord? Why is she not here? And who are you guys?" You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna try to leave. Oh, I should be getting some money around the 20th, between July the 13th or the 20th, because I'm working and I'm waiting for that 14-day period. Once I get that, I'm out. And more good news, since I signed up for that dividend fund in October, I'll be getting that too. But the money that I'm about to get is going to be enough for me to get out of here. I just can't take this place no more. This place is toxic, is a controlled, it's like a suffocating environment. Yeah, she is, bro. She's mentally unstable. And a lot of tenants, they know about it, but they just don't say nothing. Let's see. Jay Larry's OG, I agree. I've been in property court before. No property court judge is going to speak to anyone but the property owner or attorney representing the property owner. That's facts, Jalen. I agree. I agree. So it's something ain't right. Because she was on the phone and she was like, "Oh, we lost the case?" Okay. I'm just like, something ain't right. It can't be the judge that she's talking to if she's in court. I'm just happy everything is going to work out for you. I appreciate that, bro. Like I said, you know, moving state to state, that is some big moves. I went from being here in the state of Alabama all the way here to the state of Alaska. And now I'm jumping somewhere else. It's a big move. It's not easy. Because you got to figure out what you're going to do, how you're going to do this, where you're going to go. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. It is definitely not easy. Whoever liked the stream, I appreciate the likes. So I got today and tomorrow. I go live, and then after that, I'm gonna be on the couch until I get enough money. I'm gonna book me a ticket, and I'm out of here. Cause I'm just tired. You can't even have conversations anymore. People eavesdrop and trying to listen in on what you're saying. It's ridiculous. Yeah, yeah, man. She's unstable, bro. Whoever mashed the like button, I appreciate the like and support. Yeah, man. It's just crazy. She is like the first and worst landlord I ever had. And the thing is, she said her car is breaking down. Chaos, you have to write. Actually, I did write a book. I haven't published it yet, but I've already written a book. I read like 9 parts. I would start out with part 10, but I've been too busy with everything that's going on. But yeah, it's called My Life Story. I got book rigs, writerscafe.org. Um, yeah, I've got books, and the name of this channel is the name of the novels that I've written. And I started writing those novels since I was 18 years old, back in 2007. So yeah, I got books on it. I just haven't publicly published them yet. And right now, I'm trying to find the folder that holds all of my novel writings and stuff, because I'm gonna need that. I probably look for it later. Oh yeah, I got a book that I've written, and I broke it into 9 parts. So not only would I was doing comic book art, which is something that I love to do because I'm an artist, but I also enjoyed writing. I enjoy reading. That's why I always tell people, like, leave a comment. I like to read comments and shout people out, rather if it's long form videos and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I like to read the comments. I like to read. I like to write. And drawing is my passion. Do you think you might be a homosexual, sir? Sir, I'm not a homosexual. I'm a heterosexual male. And I don't understand why people come in here in the chat with all them crazy questions and goofiness. If you all are watching this stream, please do not come in here with some goofy questions. You come in here and you act like adults. This is not the channel for that. There are other channels you can do that from, but don't do that here. If you got LGBTQ beliefs or whatever, keep that to yourself. There are other channels for that. There are millions of channels for that on this platform. And most of them are probably trolls anyway. Oh yeah. Once I get the time, I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna write a book about this. This is gonna be part 10 of crazy madness. And all I gotta do, yeah, I'm gonna write a book about it. I'm definitely gonna write a book about it. I mean, she wants me out, she gonna get out. And I talked about it on Reddit. And here's the comment that I get. This entire situation, and I don't think you're going to get help you're looking for on Reddit. You keep addressing other comments, because I have. You don't know the full situation, quote unquote. Okay, so then why did your brother post any of it? Why did you bother post any of it? Maybe try talking to one of your roommates that does know the full situation, because honestly this whole thing is just really fucked up. And this is what I said back. I post it because sometimes people need a place to vent. When they are in a when they are in a must yeah, I can't talk today. When they're in a messed up situation, even if strangers online are never going to get every single detail, obviously on Reddit post is going to capture the full reality of what's going on. And yes, what I shared was only part of it. That doesn't mean I had no reason to post at all. And I'm aware it's messy. I never said it wasn't. That actually, but that's actually part of the problem. People keep replying to a complicated situation like it's nothing simple and black and white, and then get annoyed when I say they don't know the full story. As for talking to roommate, that's not something magical. That's not some magic fix either. Being around people who are physically there does not automatically mean they are helpful, honest, or willing to deal with things directly. If it were that easy, I probably would not be as frustrated as I am now. And yes, it is fucked up. But fucked up. That part we can agree on. Let me see. And then this other person, and you know, when you post stuff, you get comments like this. So this other person, her name is No Brief 287 on Reddit. So, and this comment, this post got 6.1K views on Reddit. Insane. So she reads, this was posted an hour ago. She says, actually, it's really simple. No one needs to know the full situation because the full situation is probably dumb. Stop saying you are paying rent. You aren't. No one cares if you feel like you are being singled out. Others haven't paid rent either. Maybe your landlord likes them better, or you don't know their full situation. Right. Well, you don't know either. I know the full situation, but you don't. You see what I'm saying? Um, a situation isn't housing, it's drama. Live in a shithole until you can afford better. It's character building and not like this. Your landlord is unhinged. Move. See? Simple. You see how entitled these people are? So here's what I said. You say it's simple because you're reducing a real situation down to a few smug lines and calling it that insight. That doesn't make you right. It just makes you loud. And no, I'm not going to stop saying I paid rent when I did pay rent. Paying in parts while trying to catch up get after hours got cut is still paying rent. It may not fit your clean little version of how life is supposed to work, but real people in hard situations don't always get the luxury or perfect timing and perfect paperwork. Also, live in a shithole until you can afford better, quote unquote, is actually that kind of detached comment people make when they want to sound blunt instead of useful. Some people are already doing everything they can to survive, and acting like instability is some noble character building exercise is easy when it's not happening to you. Yes, landlord is unhinged. Yes, moving is the goal. That still doesn't make the situation simple. And it definitely doesn't make your take smart just because you end with it. See? Simple, quote unquote. So she replies back. She says, actually, I was pretty quiet about it. And she calls it pragmatism. It's really, pragmatism is usually quiet, but no one wants to hear it. You're behind on your rent. That's gonna make the landlord pissy. Clean version. Sweetie, I have a rare form of recognized vasculitis. Vasculitis. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but untreated because most doctors will never see something like that, like this, their whole careers. I'm on a wait list until September to see a specialist. So until dead issue September dead tissue from cooked off blood vessels push out my skin through messy process called uh, transepidermal elimination and rising a nonverbal artistic 15 okay raising a nonverbal artistic 15-year-old who is beautiful and sensitive and very much needs his mother healthy and alive. Instead he gets a mother whose body is a daily horror show. I wish I had your problems, but anyway, that is useful advice. What if el what the fuck else are you going to do? I'm surprised you haven't thought of this yourself. Trying to survive. Already I'm over here already having a baby stroke and a serious cardiac event just waiting on the next one. If I were you, I'd listen to my advice on survival. This has been going on for a year. Tests keep coming back normal, but I'm clearly declining. I still get up every day and maybe take notes. My take isn't just smart, it's just only option you have. So this is what I said. This is what I said back. I'm not dismissing what you're going through. That sounds generally awful. I wouldn't wish that on anyone. But throwing your own suffering me me like it cancels mine out or makes you read on my situation automatically correct is not pragmatism. It's projection. Yes, you're dealing with something brutal. That still doesn't mean that you know the full reality of what I'm dealing with. It doesn't make every messy housing situation magically simple just because you say it is. Hardship is not a competition. Somebody else struggling different doesn't erase my situation. And no, quote unquote, just move is not some ground breathtaking advice I never thought of. Obviously, moving is the goal. The issue is what happens when someone is stuck in the middle of instability, financial pressure, and living in a living arrangement that was already messy to begin with. That's the part people keep stopping, keep skipping over. I would say keep Super Mario jumping over. So I hear that your life is hard. I'm not mocking that, but acting like your pain gives you automatic authority to talk down to me or flatten my situation into something easy is exactly why this conversation keeps going nowhere. Because these people are ridiculous. They just try to undermine you with their situations. To try to block out what you're trying to say, and they're just like, you know, you need. I mean, don't try to do that to me. And I hate it when people get on Reddit and they just say whatever instead of just keeping what they have to say to themselves. Now she stopped commenting. And the thing is, I posted my. Let's see. Let's see. I've honestly never heard of anything like this. It sounds like a complete cluster. Of course, I doubt all things are in the least bit at this point. I would just bail ASAP. Facts. Just that's just kind of ridiculous. You know, you got people that just say stuff like that, and then you know, it's just ridiculous. People are so ridiculous. Yeah. So I'm just like, you're not gonna sit up here and throw your. I get it, and I hope that she's doing okay. I wish her well on her testing and her medical conditions, but you're not gonna sit there and try to throw that on me as if like that gives you an authority over my situation. And I don't wish that on nobody. I don't wish her medical condition on nobody. But that's the problem. People want to try to override you with their situation. They want to throw their situation on you. And that's not the way that works. You're not going to sit here and talk. You're not going to sit here and do that. It's just kind of ridiculous how people try to, you know, swarm you and they try to do everything else. That's ridiculous. Take that somewhere else. I gotta delete that because just kind of ridiculous. Who in the world they think they talking to? I don't know, probably watching me some anime or something. I don't know. Let's see. Let me see here. And you know the thing is, it's like when I came out from work Thursday, I was expecting to have a good weekend. Just be able to kick back, relax, play video games, go live on YouTube with you guys, and then I get bombarded with this crap. Next thing you know, oh, the landlord wants me to go sleep on the couch. Just tired. Like, it's always something going on, and it's just ridiculous. Always something happening. It's always something happening. Hey, what's up, man? I'm kind of resting my back. Sorry about that. What's going on, MGT edits? I'm kind of resting my back because my back's killing me. When I sit up, like I usually sit up, my back's been killing me. So now what I want to know is where. Mm, let me see. I got 23 views. Whoa, I got 61. Look at that. What's going on, MGT? What's up, man? How you been? I need to. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Might do another short on my other channel, or I might just do a Reddit post and then call it a day. Hold on, sorry about that. Let me see. Hmm, Not really sure what I'm gonna do. Let's see. All right, guys. I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll try and go live probably in the morning Saturday, so that I can get more views, more more loyal fans. Thank you guys for tuning in for this live stream. I'll be back next time. Until then, signing out. Take care. Also, I got a Discord group, so if you guys want to join that, feel free to click the link in the YouTube post and become a member of my community. Anyway, talk to you guys later. Merch, I got merchandise and everything in the description and the YouTube post as well. So if you guys want to get your T-shirt or a hoodie, you can. It's at a discount. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back soon. Also, if you guys want to see me play video games on TikTok, because I will be going live after this, so if you guys want to do that, just go to the link below, follow me on TikTok. Anyway, I won't be saying anything because, it's getting late. So, anyway, talk to you guys soon. Take care.